Hello, welcome to my home. My name is Lisa and this is my channel about stitching, and today on the agenda is I thought I would do a whip parade. I'm trying to organize my thoughts as far as what I want to work on this year. And I meant to get it done before January 1st, but that didn't happen. So it still counts. It's January 3rd. I just did a finished parade, and so I thought I would go ahead and do a whip parade today just to kind of figure out what I want to work on and start to make some loose goals. I'm not necessarily going to have a huge rotation that I know of. I know some people have really good luck with that. But anyway, I think I have some loose goals. But anyway, I need to kind of pick and choose what is my favorites out of these. And I think that's where I'm going to start with. There are some in here that were mania starts, and they were just started on fabric that I could find, fabric in my stash at the time. And let's face it, our taste changes after time. And so anyway, I'm not sure. I'm just going to kind of go over things and see what's staying, what's going, or what's just going in a basket for who knows, maybe if. So we'll get going. Now, if you've been here before to my channel, you know I'm horrible at keeping track of what threads I'm using for which projects, and I seldom use the called for colors. I usually just grab something that appeals to me and that goes in my home decor. And I quite frequently pick the same greens anyway. But if I take everything out of the bags, I will have no clue of what is what, because I don't take the time to label what's in what bag or blah, blah, blah. Or I have tons of little rings of floss on drops, but some of them don't have names of the projects on them. So I did notice that one of my things that I want to try to implement is Jennifer at the Calculated Stitcher. I've noticed whenever she shows her floss on her drops and things like that, on the ring she has a little tag that says when she started it, what fabric it's on, and whether it's called for threads or whatever. And I think that would be good. I don't necessarily think I'm going to get a nice keychain like she puts on there, but on one of the drops I'm going to start writing. That's going to be a goal. And so as I work on something, I'm going to try to put a tag on there just so I know what I'm doing here. I had a little space in time where I was trying to be frugal, and I just pulled all of my rings of thread collections or whatever for each different project. I knew I needed a green or whatever for this project, so I was just pulling all of them out of bags and just pulling out a green that I like, but not recording it. So there are a few projects that have I have no clue of what I'm doing with it. So when I go to work on that project, it's going to be a royal pain. So I've decided I don't want that to occur. So if I have to buy an extra skein of DMC, or even if I just divide it up and spread it amongst different projects, that's what I'm going to do. Because this, you know, looking and hunting for colors is a bummer. So let's get started. Some are in fancy project bags and some aren't. Anyway. Okay, so I believe this pile is from the basket that I haven't been in quite some time. This is a Scarlet House. A Sampler Grows Scarlet Letter. What in the world? So I started this on just a piece of linen that I had, and I'm just not real crazy about the colors that I picked, for one. Not real, I mean, the fabric is fine. It's just, I just picked like a taupe color house in brown because that's the color of my house, and I thought that would be clever. but I'm not excited about it. So I have a feeling that this is gonna be a start over. So I think what I'm gonna do is start putting them in piles of maybe someday just start over, or ones that I really wanna work on. This is another one that I'm anxious to do. Threadwork Primitives, it's Winter Peacocks. I think it'd be a really cute little bag to carry your accessories in. But I just had pulled a color that wasn't very exciting. It was a weird greenish shade color. Anyway, I believe that's gonna be a do-over too. It does get exciting after this because there's a whole lot that I really like, but there's a bunch that I wanted to get 30 starts, and so I was just throwing things together. This one is a Chessie and Me, which I think is super cute. It is called Autumn Harvest. Real cute. It's got some a pretty white barn, and I had just used a piece of Ada that I had coffee dyed, and it's just super tiny count, or maybe it's just an even weave and I did it over one. I'm not exactly sure what all's happening here. I know it's super tiny, and it's one of those fabrics that whenever I try to do the sewing method, my thread pulls and doesn't lay pretty, which kind of makes me think maybe I started in the wrong, I don't know. But I don't like working on it, so that's gonna be a do-over. This one is gonna be a do-over, so we're not even gonna get into that one. This one, I just don't care for. I tried to do the colors in, it's Strawberry Fields Forever by Blackbird Design, and it's probably, you know, sacrilegious to say that you don't care for it. But just, I mean, somehow when I look at it, I love it. But when I started doing it in colors that I felt like were represented in the thing, in the chart, I just wasn't real excited about like what I picked. I didn't like the gray, so I wanted it to look more like stone. Anyway, I think the part that I like is the house, and I like that big tall tree with the strawberry. So I have a feeling I might just try to do the house by itself and maybe do some of the strawberries on a little pin pillow and call that a day. So that's gonna go in there, but it'll probably be a restart. Now this was a little freebie that was from Liz Matthews, and it was, is it from Liz Matthews? Or was Whilst Iris Naps? I bet that's who it was from. Anyway, it was just these 3 little carrots. That's terrible. I can't remember who did that. I don't know. I might get back to that one. There's just so many things to stitch. I don't know if you're in the same boat, but there's so many things I want to stitch. And if I'm not completely drawn to it, I'm just going to move on to spend my time on something that I love. Now this one is pretty. It's Bless Our Home by Lottie Da. And of course, I changed the colors and did my own version. Now a lot of times I'll just do like a DMC type conversion or whatever, from Fancy Floss to DMC or whatever. But this one I actually changed some of the colors. Like I think the little tree down here was supposed to be in red and blue. Although I love the cover picture, so I don't know why I felt the need to change it, but I just kind of wanted to switch it up a little bit. Like I say, it was supposed to be red petals and like a blue stem. So I just switched it up and did a couple shades of yellow. And then the tree over here was supposed to be blue, I think, for the trunk. I don't know. But this is what I have so far. My border did match. And so, can't wait to get back to this one. I think it's really pretty. I like the border. I think it's pretty. So, this is a definite keeper. But it's big. It still has quite a bit left to do on it, so. But that's okay. And like I said, I'm sorry, but I have to take the time to put it back in the bag. Otherwise, it's not going to be pretty. Okay. What do we got here? My dogs are laying around my feet looking at me like, who are you talking to? We don't care about your stitching. Where's the treat? Anywho, okay, so this one is Plum Street Samplers, Peace, Love, and Purpose. And I love this one, and I think it's mainly because of this color blue in here. And so I'm gonna buy the fancy floss. That's what I'm gonna do. But anyway, I just found a piece of even weave. I think it's a 28 count. And so I did it over one. So it's gonna be super tiny. Look at how little those people are. So I think it's gonna be super cute. I just have to go and get the fancy floss. And because when I did the DMC conversion, I mean, it's just not even close to being the same color, so. Anywho, or I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I feel like I looked on the what they had picked for the conversion. Anyway, moving on. If Tanya, if you did a great conversion on there. Is it Tanya or is it Plum Street? I'm just digging a bigger hole. Moving on. Anywho, this is Mary and Minty, a freebie by Brenda Gervais. And it was just, oh, that didn't help. Let me see. There we go. So I got the tree done. I just need to do the little Santa that stands on the reindeer's back, but I just thought that seemed kind of harsh, so I might move him over a little bit. Santa ate a lot of cookies, and that poor deer doesn't want to boost him up to hang something on the tree. Anyway, I like that one. We'll work on that. I hope this is entertaining. Okay, this is a Heartstring Samplery Pincushion Street. I just think this is so sweet. I haven't really seen many people stitch it. It says, come in the evening or come in the morning, come when you're looked for, or come without warning. Friends always welcome on Pincushion Street. So this is where I'm at on this one. I have the words at the top and the roof I'm working on, so. But I got kind of stalled out because I really liked the color of that house. And once again, when I looked at the skein at the L&S, it didn't really look like the picture, so I couldn't decide. So I worked on the roof. Okay, this is a Plum Street Home for Christmas. Now last time I worked on this, I messed up. And then this fabric is like stiff as a board and it's really thin, so you can't carry any threads. Anyhow, but when I was working on it, I realized I messed up, and so it's going to require quite a bit of ripping out. So with what I have done so far, and with how much I don't care for stitching on the linen, I think it's going to be a do-over. So the do-over pile's getting big. So I think what does that happen when when you turn something from a whip to a do-over? Then it just becomes part of your stash, right? It's not a whip. Hey, my number's going down. Plum Street Samplers, a winter welcome. This one's cute. My idea was to just make it more of a everyday color, not necessarily a winter welcome, so I'm not going to do the snowman. I just wanted a little country barn type of deal. So this is another one of those, another piece of that fabric. I think it's like a, I don't know. It's tiny, I know that. And it's another one of those that when I try to do stitch in hand, it all, the one thread doesn't lay right. So, well, shucks. First I tried doing this video and I got like 20 minutes in and I realized that I was out of storage. So I fixed all that and now my battery says it's low. So let me go plug you in just a minute. Okay. Well, that was almost a big deal. Goodness. Technology's a bummer today. Okay. So, oh, there was the one that I showed a little while ago. Where did I put you? Okay, so this one is Summer at Hollyberry Farm by Stacy Nash. And one of my goals is to get this done by July. So I've had this in my stash way too long. I've just been working on it here or there. No real rhyme or reason to it, and I just need to get this one finished. So I think it's gonna be on one of my priorities that maybe I'll do like at least 3 or 4 lengths of floss or something a day just to try to get that one out of my pile. Okay, and then this one is another Plum Street Shepherd's Song. And so I've just been picking my own fabric for that too. And I'm just loving how it's turning out. I should have pressed it, it would have been really pretty. So that's definitely going to be one that I'm going to prioritize because I really like that one. Okay, so that was the basket that majority of the baskets of stuff that I haven't gotten into in a long time. So we'll go through some of these others. So I have a couple freebies that I'm working on by Pinker and Pumpkin. She has like a shaker box or shaker house, salt box, something like that. Little series that she's doing. So these are 2 separate ones that I've started them in Mania. I love the color of this fabric, but this is another one of those that as soon as I try to do the sewing method, one part of my stitching goes sideways. Just a second. Okay, and then this one is A Gentleman's Daughter by Plum Street. Gosh, I didn't realize how many I've done of Plum Street. All right, and so this is where I'm at on this one. Oh, and Larry just got home, so let me shut this off before there's a loud racket. Okay, so this is where I'm at so far on this one. Got quite a few of the things done on it. I just need to get busy. So that's a definite one I want to work on. Just a second. Okay, so these 2 I don't even think I'm going to get out of the bag, but I do have one from a freebie from Teresa Kogut that says create every day. So I have the C and part of the R done, but I do want to get back to that one. And then in this bag, I don't have the pictures because it's on my phone, but it's one of the Stitching with the Housewives, and it is Proud to be an American, and then on the other one, it's the beginning of Stars and Stripes. That was a Mania start, and I've never gotten back to it, so. But I like that, so I'll keep going with it. This one is by Artful Offerings, Honey Hill Hamlet. Isn't that pretty? So, I'm real happy with the color of the fabric, but it's so thin that you can't even begin to carry anything. But that's okay. Oh, sorry. Marshall's walking around here. But anyway, I like it. It's just not the first thing I grab, just because sometimes it takes you forever to have to start and stop. But it's still beautiful, so I will still continue on. Okay, so this one has a couple Prairie Schoolers on it. I have Summer Breeze by Prairie Schooler. Marsh, jeez, hold on. No, we're good. Larry's downstairs, so he's gonna be coming up here pretty soon. And then I have Autumn Leaves. And so I have these on one fabric. This is the beginning of my Summer Breeze. And then this one is my Autumn Leaves. I really like these. I'm hoping to have some kind of cute thing to finish them on. Something different than just a frame, I think. But we'll see. Okay, this one is by Brenda Keys and it's called Red House Sampler. There we go. It's kind of an orangey color house, but I'm gonna do a blue house. Not real sure why, but I am. So. Marshall. This is where I'm at so far on it. I've just started the blue house there, and I was trying to decide what red I wanted to use, and I had bought, I think it's Old Current, something like that, but I wasn't sure about that, so I think that's going to be coming out. But I really like that little tealy color around the edge. But this one's a big one too, so I got a lot of big ones that I have to work on here. And then this one is called Jane Eyre, and it's a freebie on Pinterest. And so I'm using a lot of the same colors as I used in the Red House Sampler, so I've just put it in the same bag. Okay, that's that one. We're almost done. This one's one of my oldest whips, I think. This is Rabbit Hollow Farm by Stacy Nash. So, and of course I kind of changed the colors on it, but I'm real happy with how it's turning out. I think it'll really go pretty in my bedroom because I have a lot of these kind of pinky mauve into like red shades in my bedroom, so I think that'll look good. I'm almost halfway, I would say, on that one. So okay, this one is called Quaker Sampler. By Leela Studio. I wondered where all my cheaters were. I have 2 pair in that bag. Okay, and so this is where I'm at on it. I decided to throw in a little bit of color in mine. Okay, that's that one. We only have like 4 more. And hopefully I have enough storage in my camera. Okay, this is History of Sheep by Jardin Privé. It was in a it came in 4 different charts. And I almost have it done. Just a second. Okay, so this is where I'm at on this one. I don't know, I'm debating on whether I want to keep doing it. I mean, I could stop right before that last section and I'd almost be done. But I'll probably keep going. But this one I think is going to go in my bathroom, my master bath, because I have a lot of sheep things going on in there. So I thought, well, that'd be cute in there. If I ever get it done. Oh geez, there's all kinds of stuff in this bag. Okay. So this one is Witch Witch by Lottie Da. And I have a mistake in here. And I feel like it's a pretty big mistake, which is gonna cause a lot of issues later on in her skirt. So I'm not real sure how I want to proceed with it. So it's kind of been in timeout. Okay, and then I have Bittersweet September by Blackbird Design. It's all wrinkled. And I don't like my coverage on it. I've made so many mistakes on it in coloring. So that might just be a do-over, I don't know. This one was a little freebie, not a freebie, a little smalls that I started for Mania. I don't think I have hardly anything on there. That's just like a little bit of one of the stems. Must have been tired that day. This is a freebie from Be Well and Stitch from Not Forgotten Farm. It says Be Calm. And I worked on this a lot when my mom was so bad, and so I have a hard time picking that back up. But maybe with time that will become easier. We'll see. And then this one is Spell of the Moon. So I had done a bunch of it and I didn't like my fabric and I made a pretty big blunder on it, so I decided I was going to restart it. And so I've restarted it, but I haven't gotten very far on it. I love it when I see people working on it, but then for some reason when I go to work on it, it's not as much fun. I don't know why that is. Oh gosh, it's a good thing we're almost done. My back's killing me. Okay, so this one was a Mania start last year. It's Scissors by Shakespeare's Peddler. And it's a pretty pathetic start. And isn't that funny? I have it in a project bag and it only has one color of floss. Anyway, that's funny. Let's see. Okay, I got one little tiny bag here and then we're done. 30 minutes. Oh, this is a little pin cushion off of one of Blackbird Designs. I think the pin cushion says Polk County or something at the bottom of it. But that was a Mania start. And then I had another Mania start that was stitching with the Housewives. Fancy Carrots, I think it was. Okay. And so then I have a few other things. I have Noel Sampler, which I've been working quite a bit on this last few days. So I'll share that with you on my next floss tube. And then I have 2 new starts. I had a Christmas start, I think, and a Christmas and I think New Year's Day start, something like that. So anyway, I hope this was entertaining. I hope maybe you saw something that you have in your stash and you thought, oh, maybe I should get that out. I know that's what happens to me whenever I see somebody else working on something I've got. I'm like, ooh, I need to go get that out. So anyway, I hope this was entertaining for you. I hope you're having a lot of time to stitch, and I hope you have a blessed day. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you'll come back and see me again. Bye.